Hold up.
Yeah. Hello boys and girls, it's that time of the year. If you're a Premier League fan, if you support Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Chelsea, any other club like that, it is time for the Premier League predictions for the 1920 season, and it only starts in 12 days, the new season and that, so it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. But yeah, we're going to do the predictions from relegation to whoever's going to be winning that Premier League title. So yeah, let's start off from the relegation zone and we're going to go up until we reach the top four and who will win the league. So yeah, this weren't easy for me, but you know, let me know your predictions and your opinions on it in the comment section down below as well. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So as you guys can see here, I have used a sort of spreadsheet or more like a chart in a way, you know, starting from the relegation, the teams who are relegated, those who escaped the relegation battle, 11th to 15th, 8th to 10th, Europa League, the top four along with winning the league. The top four and winning the league I'm going to keep together because it's basically like the top four and that, you know what I mean? So, or more like Champions League, you know, but you know, these weren't really easy. We're going to start off with those who are relegated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those who are relegated and then we escape relegation. So bottom of the league, I'm going to go with Sheffield United. Now, to be honest, I don't really know much about them. They got promoted. They finished second in the Championship last time out. I don't really know many of their signings. I haven't really been sort of, you know, watching football, looking at the transfer stuff compared to what I did like a few years ago and that or last season. Like, I haven't really been into it. I've been taking a bit of a break, but I don't really know them that well. And you always have to... You always never really have to, you shouldn't really never like underestimate any promoted side, but there are always the favourites to go back down unless, you know, of course, like for example Wolves last season, everyone knew they were going to get Europa League football with the money they had and the players, the quality as well that they signed and brought into their team. And you know, I don't think Sheffield United have that from what it sounds like. They're probably going to be like Cardiff, for example, came up, had a really ordinary team, didn't really have that much money, didn't really have that great signings either. So yeah, unfortunately, I could just see them getting relegated. 19th, I'm going to go with Brighton now. For me, Brighton, they've got a new manager in. To be honest, I mean, apparently they signed quite a few players early on in the window. I haven't really heard of many either. I don't really know who they are. Haven't really been paying too much attention to Brighton, you know. Been in the Premier League, it's their third consecutive season in the Prem. Nearly got relegated last season. Yes, they did the double over us, but they still bottled it and finished about, or I would say, a good 5 places behind us from what I can remember. So yeah, or no, in fact 7 actually, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to look good for them. You know, when you got players like Glenn Murray at the club and players who would get aging on like Bruno, you're not really going to survive, are you? To be honest, but I don't know. Their team just don't, as a unit, for what I've seen over the last or from last season particularly, you know, if they even have the same score, which I think they kind of do, the way they really sold anyone and made any changes, if you retirement such as Bruno leaving and that, I could just see them going down. I'm not even being biased because they're rivals. I generally think they're going to get relegated. It's not like, you know, being an Arsenal fan and saying Tottenham are going to bottle it if finish 10th or maybe finish behind us or maybe finish 10 points behind us, just because of rivalry and sort of like, you know, being biased in a way. I generally think Brighton are going to get relegated. We're going to move on to 18th place as well. I have Newcastle United finishing there. Yeah, it's all down to their chairman really. Rafa Benitez left, his contract expired. He left so soon. I don't know why. They should have given him a new deal. And then when you've got managers who have failed in the past, have been relegated, like Steve Bruce, you're not really going to do well. I mean, how can you go from fucking Rafa Benitez, who got Liverpool to a Champions League final and won it as well, to flipping Steve Bruce, who hasn't even done anything apart from keep teams up and get relegated a few times and flop at major clubs as well. So yeah, you know what I mean. You got problems. You haven't really signed many players apart from one Brazilian striker who I don't even know who he is, to be honest. I haven't really been keeping up, as you can tell, but yeah, the 3 teams are relegated from Sheffield United 20th, Brighton 19th, and 18th place Newcastle. We're going to move on to the 2 teams that have escaped. 16th place I've gone with Burnley. Sorry, 17th place I've gone with Burnley, and 16th place I've gone with Norwich. Burnley, for me, I don't know, they were nearly relegated not like last season and that generally. Had a really bad start because they were in the Europa League, fell down, sort of hit a bit of form as well. Like won about 11 games with like unbeaten and that, etc. Then went downhill, then won a few games. You know, very inconsistent towards the end of the season. Had a bit over a course of a season and that as well. And don't really have that much money. Haven't really signed anyone that good. I don't even know who they signed, to be honest. I haven't really been paying much attention. Burnley, the name and the club just sounds boring in a way. No disrespect, but you know, a lot of people do. I've sort of told me that in a way, especially Palace fans. Indeed, you know, their kits. I don't know about their kits. The club. I mean, you know, you think. I don't even know if they even got enough money to build a new stadium. Look at the clubs like Everton and Bournemouth, old grounds, building them up and that. Something we should be doing, by the way. even though we have sort of improved making our club and our facilities more modern. But Burnley, just for me, I don't think are good enough, and I think they'll just survive, but it's not going to be a good season. It'll be another hard season, battling relegation again. Obviously, Norwich, I've gone with them 16th. Just to be honest, to be honest with you, I just sort of think Norwich, they've got some good players like Max Aarons in that, Pookie as well. Did well in the Championship. They've got Tim Krul as well in goal. But they are going to be battling relegation. That's a Championship side. They need to buy more players. I don't really know if they bought. They need to promote it as well. But look, I could just see them finishing 16th. They could finish the highest I think they could get is maybe like 12th or 11th. But I just think they're just, a mid-table team or a team that's sort of battling relegation but should get out of it, if I could be totally honest with you. So yeah, those are the teams that are relegated and them two who escape relegation. So we're going to move on to 11th to 15th. And now we're going to do 10th to 15th. 15th place I've gone with Bournemouth now. I'm not going to be honest with you. They got Eddie Howe as a brilliant manager, but he's been at the club, I don't even know, 7 or 6 odd years. Got them promoted from League 2 to League 1, Championship, Premiership. It's just been a line like that. Haven't really signed anyone that amazing this season. Apart, I don't even know this. I sold a lot of players such as Mousset and Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings obviously being very crucial for Aston Villa's promotion, which I'm going to get onto with a second in that. But if I could be honest with you, Bournemouth are just pretty ordinary. They don't really signed anyone apart from Lloyd Kelly from Bristol City, who is a young and talented English winger, I believe, as well, player, if I can be honest in that. Also Brad Smith from Liverpool as well is a crucial player. He's been at Bournemouth before. I think he was there on loan, but he's signing for them permanently. From what I've heard and that, I don't know if it's true. But listen, I just think Bournemouth are ordinary. I think it's just boring for the Bournemouth fans, just staying up in the Premiership, finishing mid-table, not really doing anything in the FA Cup or the League Cup, not really achieving anything. The only thing they're probably going to achieve is building that new stadium. So yeah, 15th place I've gone with Bournemouth. 14th I've gone with, my gut instinct, I've gone with Southampton now. They've got a few good players like Redmond, Charlie Austin, who could be good on their day if they're consistent in that. Gunn as well, an ex-Manchester City goalkeeper, who I believe was on loan or signed for them last season or something like that. But, he can be very good on his time. He's a very consistent goalkeeper. He's got such a future ahead of him and that. Also got other players that are let go, like Buffal, I believe left, from what I've heard and that. I've really been looking. I've been paying more attention to sort of the big clubs than Palace compared to all the others in that. But no, Southampton, to be honest, their manager is from Austria, I believe. I forgot his name. Sorry, it literally came a few months ago. My mind's should have crap at the moment, but he's got good. He's sort of he's very inspiring. He's passionate, unlike any other managers such as Arsene Wenger or Mourinho or even Hodgson at times. But I just can see them just sort of battling relegation again in a way and just sort of being safe. I would say around March or early April, and just sort of taking their foot off the gas and relaxing. Or maybe just playing well, like winning one game, drawing, winning, losing, winning, stuff like that. And just finishing like 14th, So 14th place I've gone with Southampton. 15th place I've got, sorry, not 15th, I've already done 15th, fucking hell. Aston Villa, I've gone with them to finish 13th in the league. Now, if I could be brutally honest here in a way, they have signed quite a lot of players. Usually when you sign a lot of players, it's either a bad thing or sometimes it can even be a good thing as well, such as Wolves. Look at Fulham, for example. Spent over 100 mil last summer, got relegated badly, finishing 19th. Was not good for them at all. Had a bit of form toward the end of the season and just fell down a bit. The last game against Newcastle. Aston Villa, the only signing I think who's actually been good for them so far is Tyrone Mings. You know what I mean? He was already at the club, to be honest. They signed him permanently in that for like £22 million. Is he Premier League standards? From what I've seen of him at Bournemouth, not really. Jack Grealish, though, is he Premier League standard? I think he is. I think he'll do well for Villa. He probably will stay at Villa. He was linked to Tottenham and clubs like Man United and that. Even Palace was sort of interested in him, but he weren't going to come to Palace. He's only going to go to another club. But I think he's happy at Villa. I think his price tag, I believe, is like £25 million or something like that. Something ridiculous. But they got a few good managers. They got their manager who, was an Aston Villa manager. Yeah, let's see what it is. I forgot his name, but
Aston Villa's manager,
Dean Smith. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's Google for me. I know that's really embarrassing. I don't really usually do that. But Dean Smith, Aston Villa's manager, I do know a bit about him. He was at Brentford. Then I believe halfway through last season he left Brentford, went to Aston Villa and got them promoted, turned it around, had a really bad start. They sacked Steve Bruce at the beginning of the season and that. And I can't really I think he's done a brilliant job, got them promoted, got them to the playoff final and that, done really well. Hasn't really had Premier League experience, so let's see how it does, but I think they're just going to finish a solid 13th for the mid-table. Now, 12th place, I've gone with my boys, Crystal Palace. Do you know what? If we can get a couple signings in, I'll be probably happy. I mean, do we need to sign anyone? Yes, we kind of do, but we have the sort of same team that sort of finishes mid-table. Finished 12th last season. Haven't really had the best pre-season, but I think once we get going, we should just be doing alright. It's just probably going to be another ordinary season. I think the only thing we can achieve is trying to reach the FA Cup semi-final, or even get into the League Cup semi-finals, even the final, to be honest. We've signed Jordan I, we signed, for like 4.5 mil or something like that from Swansea on a permanent deal. Stephen Henderson as well as our backup third choice goalkeeper for Junius Brown, who obviously left in that ages ago, or a couple of months ago, more like. So, it's just, it is what it is. Let's just see if we can sign a few good players. If we keep hold of Wilfred Sahara as well, obviously lost Wan-Bissaka, but I can see that coming 55 mil. We sold him for to United. But if we get Sahara back playing well, we have a good start to the season. Just get up that table. I think we'll just be, probably do enough to keep ourselves safe in that. But yeah, 12th place I've gone with Crystal Palace. Now 11th I've gone with Leicester. The reason why I've gone with Leicester, I just think they're going to have another ordinary season. I think they're going to lose Harry Maguire to Man United, and they won't really have much strength and passion and sort of experience in defence as what he's done for England and that, etc. Go to Man United to be better. Jamie Vardy's getting on a bit. Maddison could be going as well. So could Chilwell, but I don't know. I could be wrong, to be honest. There are rumours spreading around that they may leave. I think Chilwell will leave. Maddison's 50-50. Maguire, I definitely think will go. I don't know who else they really have. I mean, they got Albrighton, who's getting on a bit. Schmeichel's not as good as he used to be compared to when they won the title. And, I don't know what Brendan Rodgers is going to really achieve. The only best they could probably hope for is Europa League football, and maybe winning the FA Cup or getting far in the competitions like the League Cup as well. So, 11th place, I've gone with the magnificent Leicester City. Well, used to be magnificent. We're going to move on to 8th to 10th place in the league. Moving on to 10th to 8th place in the league until we reach up further in that. We're going to start off with Watford. I've predicted them to finish 10th. They've got a very good side. They're a very strong side as well. They can be quite a dirty team, especially when they play us boys. Palace is kind of like a derby now, London derby in a way. Looking here and that, I mean, the departures. I mean, Jerome Sinclair, Ben Willett. I mean, I don't even know any of these players' names. I think the one that's kind of stands out for me, it's a familiar name in the Premier League, especially if you're a West Brom supporter, is Craig Dawson, who has gone from West Brom to Watford for, I believe, around £6 million. They've also signed some player called Jolo Pedro from Flamengo or something like that. He's 18 years of age. He's from Brazil. He's a good signing, signed for like £3 million. Haven't really spent as much as well. I mean, to be honest, a lot of players have just come back from loan. They've got had a lot of players out from loan and that. It's what happens when you spend a lot in the past few seasons in the Prem. Half of them go out along and like only about 5 of them turn out to be good, such as players like Richarlison, and he went as well, do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But now Watford, I mean, they can be a dirty side, but I think they'll just have another solid season. They've got some good players, Kerpoo, Doucouré, the magnificent Delafeu, who is probably one of the best players in the league on his day when he is consistent. Troy Deeney, again on his day when he can be consistent in that as well. Sometimes he can be good, sometimes he can be crap in that, etc. Sometimes he can be quite a dirty player as well, even from what I've heard of his past and that. Ben Foster, sometimes he has a good game. He did make a couple mistakes towards the end of the season, one against Arsenal, which is well known. It was like the Rock Nutcher for England. So yeah, I'm not going to go too much into that. But yeah, I mean, I think Watford are just going to finish 10th. They're just going to have another solid season. They'll probably have a good start and sort of be a bit up and down in the league and that, inconsistent wise, you know what I mean? But to be honest, they've got a 34-man squad from what I've heard. That's good enough over a whole season, especially you get players in even the January window coming up for a club like Watford with the money they have with the players and the season they had last season, getting to an FA Cup final, which they got smacked by Man City, but it was good for them and they kind of enjoyed the Sinatra and the experience of it. So yeah, I'm going to go with Watford to finish 10th. 9th place, I don't know. I think I kind of regret doing this, but I'm going to go with it anyway. It's what my gut instinct tells me. It's Everton. Now, the problem is with Everton, you got players in that team such as Gomez, new signings like Delph, and potentially Wilfred Zaha for like 60 odd mil, and I don't think he would go there. He even specifically said he wanted to play Champions League football. Probably it's fake news like the Arsenal crap and that, etc. Who else can I think of? Walcott, Richarlison, Pickford. You expect to sort of do well and try and get Champions League football, a top place in Europa League and that. Didn't do that last season, failed. And it's because they were inconsistent. they were just winning one game, winning another, drawing, losing, winning. It's just a lot of teams are like that in the league, especially the next team I'm going to go on about, finishing 8th. I don't know. I don't know what they've been like pre-season. They drew 1-1 with some Zimbabwe team or something like that. Not an international, some team in the Zimbabwe league or the African league and that. If I could be honest with you, I don't know. I just sort of feel like it's just going to be another season for Everton. The only thing, they haven't really achieved anything. They haven't really been to Wembley like for the League Cup or the FA Cup in some while. I think the last time they were in that predicament was 3 years ago against Man United. That is a pretty long time, if I could be honest. Time flies by the click of your fingers in it. But no, I just feel like they're not going to change. Fabian Delph went to was that Aston Villa, went to Man City, had a really poor start and got in the team and sort of got injured and got a red card as well and just never got back in. He's gone to Everton and that at the age of like 30 or 29, I believe, something like that. But no, if I could be real with you, I can't see anything but another Everton season again unless they get to the cup final. You know, maybe they might focus on a cup final or a League Cup more than the Premier League, even though they probably will finish where they usually do, like, but maybe like in the top 10 and that, etc. But yeah, I've gone with Everton. I'm going to move on to 8th, West Ham United. Now, they, for me, again, do what I do every season, sign some really good players, have a really bad start, pick up, and then just be up and down inconsistent-wise for the rest of the season, if I could be honest. Now, I'm not going to lie, they have signed some pretty good players, if I could be honest with you. You know, I mean, they signed... I don't even know, to be honest. Like, they've been linked with quite a few players. They were linked with Diego Costa. They were linked with Batshuayi. I mean, it's just... I don't know, really. Like, how many players do you want at your club? How many players do you want? Like, do you want about 50? Do you want, like, all these attacking players and that? I don't even know, to be honest. But they are, you know, I mean, I'm looking here and that, and they have signed some pretty good players, you know. They signed this striker from Frankfurt, I think it's German. I don't know, I forgot his name. I saw it on Instagram a week ago and I just looked at it. It's been trending around as well. I signed a few other players. They were also, in a way, heavily linked. I don't even know they signed, to be honest. I don't even know the name. There was one, what's his name? I don't even know, but yeah, all I can pretty much say is, like, they got, I think, losing on Arnautovic for them was just a bit, was it the right, I mean, selling him, even though he put the transfer request and he has been a right pain in the arse for the last 2 years for them and that, was sort of selling him the best idea. I mean, he was scoring a lot of goals for them. Yes, he had his ups, yes, he had his downs, yes, he had a few beef with his fans, like telling one to F off and that, etc. Or, you know, having a go at people in press conferences, or just chatting crap on Twitter, or even signing that new contract, which for me, I did not understand that at all. Looking back on that, it just sounds like a pile of trash, to be honest. But I don't know, I personally think it was a good deal, but another half of me is sort of like telling me that it was just wrong and that, you know. So I don't know. I just think West Ham just have another season, but I think they'll do a little better. Their aim is to try and win like at the FA Cup and the League Cup and get Europa League football, even Champions League. But the size of the stadium and the community and the fan base in East London, you know what I mean? So who knows? To be honest, who knows? Let's just find out. But I mean, it could. I don't really know, to be honest. West Ham probably just gonna finish mid-table, knowing my luck. But I think, you know, in the past few seasons, I predicted them to finish higher in that. But who knows? Who knows? To be honest, but yeah. I haven't got much to really say about West Ham. They're going to finish, eighth in the league. We're going to move on to Europa League, and then we're going to move on to the top. They're going to be doing the Europa League places now, 7th to 5th. You know how it goes, guys. 7th place, I've predicted Wolverhampton Wanderers. They had a brilliant season, beating everyone in the top 6, picking up points. I think they only lost to like Liverpool at home, Tottenham at home, and Man City away. From what I've seen, from what I've probably, you know, I've looked up and that. They have been linked to Diego Costa, who about a couple of weeks ago, or even 3 weeks ago, agreed personal terms with them. Fast forward a few weeks later, he scored 4 goals for Atletico Madrid and got sent off as they beat Real Madrid by 7 goals to 3 in a pre-season friendly in the USA. So yeah, he's probably not going to go anywhere, but that would have been a good signing. They have, however, signed Jesus Vidal, I think, from Real Madrid, a Spanish left back or something. I don't even know, to be honest. He's only on loan, to be honest. So that is a good signing. Ivor Guevara from Fulham, I believe. Although, I'm looking here now. Yeah, he's gone back to Fulham. I'm just looking here and now because I haven't really been looking much up on Wolves. As I said, I've been looking at Palace and some of the top 6 sides in that. Real Jimenez on a permanent deal for 35 mil from Benfica. Jimenez for me was such a good player. They're number 9 for a reason, scoring a lot of goals. I think he was their top scorer as well. Mario Diba as well, potentially. Well, he's already gone to Wolves for like around 14 odd mil from Southampton. That is a good buy as well. So, you know, who knows? If I can be honest with you, they're not going to go down. I think their aim is to probably, they've got Europa League football. The problem is, I don't know. The problem is that they're going to focus sort of more on that. Is that going to cost them their like spots in the Premier League? I think they will stay up, but we've seen teams in the past like Stoke, had European football and nearly got relegated and finished so low in the league, and their league form was poor as well. Same with Burnley, same with West Ham as well in the past. I think Wolves have got a bigger squad. They've signed quite a few players in, a lot to cover them for the Premier League, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Europa League football, which kicks off around September time for them. So, or early September more like. So, it's going good for them. Hopefully, hopefully, I'm not even saying hopefully, they may do well. That's what I pretty much say. But they haven't really sold. Haven't really sold anyone that crucial. They kept all of their good players, such as Ruben Neves, Jimenez, Patricio is a top goalkeeper. One of very, very underrated in the Premier League. But yeah, 7th place I've gone with Wolverhampton Wanderers. 5th place, 6th place. I can't even fucking count today. Chelsea. Now, transfer ban. The reason, they can't really spend any money. They signed Kovacic permanently. They also signed Pulisic, however that was done in January, but he sort of put his Chelsea shirt on and sort of confirmed he was at the club in the summer, even though it was completed in Jan, to be honest. So the only signing I would say that's signed is Kovacic. They've got the transfer ban, and that obviously City could potentially get into. I'm going to get into them in a minute and that, etc. But no, if I can be real here, they're not going to have a good season. They've got Champions League football. I think they're going to struggle. When you've got Tammy Abraham as your number 9, or as the only striker and you only hope to score goals, and even old Olivier Giroud, who I believe is like 32 or something, getting on a bit, yeah, you ain't going to do too well. You ain't going to get Champions League football, and I just think it's going to be another tough season. Chelsea fans already know what's going to happen as well, so if I can be real, if I was a Chelsea supporter, just sort of expects a bit of frustration and for you to be inconsistent and for you to sort of be maybe potentially finishing mid-table, but I think you should, with the squad you have in the players like Kante, Jorginho, Willian, Pedro, Kepa as well, Rita Balaga more like, I think you should do well, probably just about finish like in the Europa League spot. They did lose Hazard, but he was going anywhere 150 mil. Chelsea had to take that. They could not turn it down. He hasn't really done too well at Real Madrid in like pre-season for what I've seen with them, especially in that 7-3 defeat to fucking Atletico Madrid. So yeah, that's all I can say about Chelsea. Now, 5th place, I've gone with the Gunners, Arsenal. Now, the reason why I put them 5th and not top 4, I think they'll get better, but they'll finish the same place. I think they're probably just going to try and win that Europa League to get Champions League football. They've bottled it against Atletico Madrid last year in 2018 in the semi-final, especially in that 4-1 defeat this year in the final against Chelsea. It was a joke. For what I've seen of them in pre-season, they've won a few good games, but they weren't that like good teams in that. Won American sides in the sort of like in the American League, whatever you call it, along with beating Fiorentina 3-0, which was pretty easy. When they played Real Madrid, they were 2-0 up. Real Madrid were down to 10 men. And Real Madrid came back and drew 2-2 and they won it on penalties. Arsenal's defence was all over the place, just like when they lost to us 3-2 at the Emirates and bottled their top 4 hopes. So, and generally, do I think Palace last season were a better side than Arsenal? Yeah, I think we are. Arsenal never beat us. They drew with us at Selhurst Park. Yes, they finished above us, but you would expect them to do. But generally, defensively and as a team, I think Palace are a lot better than they are as a team. Team. Yeah, get that in your head, Arsenal fans. But no, if I could be real here, I just think they'll bottle top 4 again. I just think that they'll be the same old Arsenal. Haven't really signed as many players, any good signing. I don't even know any of the players they signed, to be honest. The Sahar Sinatra, the saga in that is fake. It's not true. Even Roy said Palace haven't agreed, with Arsenal to sign him or to sort of speak about personal terms. Sahar, I don't think he's even spoken to Arsenal. It's all fake. It's all attention. It's nothing real. Even the Everton stuff is a complete bullshit. So yeah, I've predicted Arsenal to finish 5th for a reason, you know what I mean? It's just same old Arsenal, nothing else I can really say. I get bored about moaning and talking about them, even watching Arsenal on TV at times, if I can be honest. So yeah, that is the Europa League. We're going to move on to the top 4 and even the winner as well. We won the Premier League. So right, we're going to move on to the top 4 plus, you know, the league winner as well. That's his top 4 and that, etc. So 4th place, I've gone with Manchester United. The reason why I've gone with Man United is because they got Wan-Bissaka, and I'm not going to lie, United have done really well pre-season. I think they've won all their games in that. Wan-Bissaka's been a beast. He's got better. He looks more fitter and quicker as well than he kind of was in a way at Palace. His tackling skills are still there for the Englishman and that, etc. But nah, they got Popper who's playing well. I think Bissaka, you know, even James as well. If they were to sign someone like, I don't even know, Harry Maguire in their defence, plus, you know, I think defensively they'll become a little better, and I think that will encourage the attackers to step up without this negativity around United. Solskjaer, you know, he's been the man. He had a good start for United, and it went downhill, and everyone was turning on United. They hate the players, got hate, even Pogba did as well. Still debatable. Real Madrid apparently are putting in a 150 mil bid for the Frenchman, so who knows if that will happen. But yeah, with the team they have, the attack like Martial, Lingard, Rashford, Mata as well. If they can get a couple other players in out of nowhere, like maybe Dybala, who's heavily linked to Tottenham, I'm going to get onto in a minute. And I personally think United are going to do well. I think 4th will just be good enough for them. You know, if they've got no Champions League football, if they win the Europa League, they'll get back into the Champions League. I don't want to win the title, but they've got a little bit of a better team and a bit more young blood with them as well. Plus, you know, the likes of Gomez and others coming in as well, Angel Gomez. So yeah, he was having a really good preseason. I think United are going to absolutely smash it, better than they did last time, finishing 6th and bottom in the top 4 hopes and just flopping it, you know, the season as a whole and that. So yeah, I'm going to go with Man United to finish 4th. 3rd place, Tottenham Hotspur. The reason why I've gone with Spurs is I think they're going to step up. I think they need to do better. They got rid of the certain like deadwood players like Trippier in a really poor season. Danny Rose is room to go as well. Actually, didn't do that bad, but I don't think he's been at Tottenham like for 7 years or something like that. Pretty long time. I think it's time he had to start with a brand new start. Maybe going to Spain or another club like PSG or whatever. They've signed this guy called Nobelel from Lyon. I probably said it wrong. There are also rumored to be signing Dybala for 45 to 50 mil from Juventus. He wants to leave Juventus. That would be such a good sign. If they sign him, you got to put Spurs in there for the title. You know what I mean? And I think Spurs are generally a better team than Arsenal. Getting to the Champions League final, you know, scoring more goals as a team in general. Yes, they had a bit of an inconsistent time, and they didn't really sign anyone in that. Lucas Moura they got as well, Ericsson, Kane, Dele. I mean, they've got some really good players, potential as well. And if they get Dybala with a strong defence, you know, there's Nobel guy, that's even though he fucking sick from Lyon. If he starts playing well, which I think he has this season, done more than Jorginho, like got an assist or something or whatever, then I think they'll get top 4 and they might have a chance of winning the league and maybe winning some silverware for the first time in nearly 12 odd years, or even 13 to be honest. So yeah, I've gone with Tottenham Hotspur to finish 3rd. 2nd place. This was difficult, but from what I've seen over the season, especially from last season, you know, and the fact that they haven't really bought that much quality in that, it's Liverpool now. They were linked to players like Mbappe. I don't think he'll leave PSG, settle there. Osman Dembele could potentially go to Liverpool over the next, you know, maybe 10 to 12 days if the transfer window shutting before the season does or whatever, or even 10 days to be honest. I think that's how much we got left. You know, he was linked with Liverpool. Charlie Elliott from Fulham has signs for the Reds, so you know he's been a Liverpool fan since he was a boy. I don't know how much they're selling for, but from Fulham, the young lad, he's only 16, but he's got potential. Whether he'll start a lot for Liverpool, God only knows. You know, I haven't really signed any big names. They've still got players like Salah, Firmino, and Mane to come back from the Cup of Nations or like the Copa del Rey, whatever it is. Sorry, the Copa America, not Del Rey. Fucking hell, I'm having a nightmare pronouncing this stuff and that, but no, I mean, do they really need to sign anyone? I don't know. Apparently, they were just sort of moaning about on Twitter, Liverpool fans, about them not having cover for left back and that, etc. I personally think they need a bit more in defence. Maybe they should sign someone like Koulibaly, just going for him, like offer like I don't know, 80 mil, 70 mil. How much Napoli want from him? The guy's only 28 or 27 or something like that, so he's still got a long time ahead of him. But no, I think Liverpool are going to finish 2nd. I don't think they need to sign anyone, but I think their aim, in the Champions League winners, I think their aim is to win the Prem, but the way Manchester City are playing, who I've predicted to finish 1st, I'm going to get onto in a sec. They're just unstoppable, especially their ends. I think They lost the game in January. For the rest of the whole season, they went unbeaten in the Premier League, winning games, drawing a couple as well, I believe, but winning, and just not shutting up and stopping in it. So we're going to move on to Manchester City as well, who had an unstoppable season, finishing on 98 points, 1 point above the Reds. Now, City have signed a couple players. I think one's called, I don't even know, to be honest. Like, I forgot their names. I literally forgot their names. I'm so bad, to be honest. I don't even looked up City. I've seen some of them. One was for like a club record, like 65 mil or something. So, you know, sadly for Manchester City, they lost the soul maker and the captain and the leader, Vincent Kompany. He's gone to Anderlecht to become the player manager. Don't really blame him. He's been at the club for 12 years or something like that. You know, so yeah, but obviously Manchester. Oh my god, my back's itching and that. Max literally itching badly. Obviously Manchester City, you know, they won all the trophies in England: Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup. You know, Community Shield, yeah, they won it all. They won it all indeed. They failed to win, you know, they're just unstoppable. They've got players like Sané, Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne, I could go on and on. David Silva who's leaving at the end of the season, 1920. He's only got one more season, which is this season. Got Mr. Edison in the goal for them. They got Laporte, Stones, who sometimes can be trustworthy, sometimes he can't in it. But no, if I can be honest with you, Manchester City, you know, they're doing the best they can. I think they'll just do what they do best. You know, I think the next level for them is to win the Champions League, which they've got the potential, but they just need to not bottle it. What they've done in the last couple of seasons, not bottle it in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It's the wrong thing to really do. You know, imagine just them winning the quadruple and that. They did win the quadruple, but the Community Shield doesn't really count in a way. That, you know, the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and then that Champions League. If they would have, you know, beaten Tottenham, they probably would have won it. I think they probably would have beaten Liverpool in that, you know. So, yeah, Manchester City have won the league. I think we're going to win the league in that again for the third time in a row. They're unstoppable. The way they're playing, the level of intensity, yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. So those are my Premier League predictions for the new 1920 season, which starts in around 12 days. The transfer window shuts in 10 and that, you know, so something like that. So yeah, hope you enjoy. I know I've been away for a while, but I'm going to be going to America in the next, or tomorrow actually. I'm going to just try and vlog it. Don't be surprised if if I go like 3 fucking weeks without vlogging and that. If I can be totally honest with you, just don't really be surprised, because it is sort of possible for that to happen. I just want to I kind of just want a bit of a break from the media and the pressure that I've sort of been under for the last few couple years and that I've been doing YouTube. You know, just feel like my main priority. I just need a bit of a break. Haven't really been paying attention to football that much. I know I haven't paid attention to the top 6 and that, and Palace, not really any other else. So that's why I was a bit fumbly and not really sure if other teams were really signed. I have seen a bit of it on Instagram, so I do remember and that, but you know, lots of it I haven't really been on point. But yeah, that's the end of my video. Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat linked all the description below. At the time of this recording, I believe we're on 495 subscribers. That is 5 away for the big 500. It'll be half 1,000 subs. You know, we just need another 500 to get to 1,000 subscribers or over. So we're so close. My last video, which was the Premier League kits, got over 700 views, which I'm impressed about. So keep it going, guys. Let's smash it. You know, I know I've been inconsistent, but once the holidays end, once it's like the end of August, I'm going to be back on point, consistently putting vlogs up on my channel and maybe doing football stuff and that. You know, I know I promised you a football video, but that went all wrong. Don't ask me why, behind the scenes stuff and that, etc. But yeah, I'm back on track. Hopefully, this America should be fun. I'll see you guys out there. Hopefully, you enjoyed. Peace.